a massive explosion leveling one home and damaging several others today in Oregon. Plus, homecoming celebrations in Madison are in full swing. We'll check out some of today's activities. And later, it's win or go home. The final drive and first round playoff scores and highlights coming up. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
You just look at an explosion field and you're looking at sheets of plywood, you're looking at shingles, you're looking at all of the components that go through a house.
Thank you for joining us tonight. This video behind me showing all that is left after a massive explosion in the village of Oregon today. A duplex that was under construction destroyed, and several surrounding buildings were also damaged. The good news here, no one was injured in this blast. The fire chief says crews responded to the scene on Oregon Parks Avenue around 8:30 this morning. Additional help from surrounding communities was also called in a short time later after issuing a box alarm. Now imagine sitting in your house or walking your dog and feeling the ground shake beneath your feet. That's what residents in and around Oregon went through as they dealt with their own damage from the explosion and checking to see that their neighbors were okay. Our Arman Rahman has their reaction.
We were just starting to serve breakfast, and then we heard like a really loud boom, and we also felt it.
The blast immediately put Brody, Descashel, and the rest of the Beehive Memory Care Homes of Oregon on high alert.
It sounded like something like a dresser or something fell over in one of our residents' rooms, so we were checking to make sure everyone's okay.
Like the rest of the city, he went outside to discover the home on the 800 block of Oregon Parks exploded.
I was in my bathroom, and I first felt like a rumble, not like an earthquake shake, but more of the house kind of shifting. So went out front and saw just insulation everywhere and some damage in front of my house.
The shockwaves reached all the way to Jess Barr's doorstep.
When I left my house, I saw that there was fiberglass insulation on the stoop and there was some damage to it, and it just seemed so odd because the explosion was about a block away.
When she checked her doorbell camera footage, she saw what left her light in pieces.
And so I saw that it just like exploded, and then all this smoke comes from further back. It was a very surprising way to wake up on a Friday morning.
Like the rest of the quiet community, their thoughts immediately went to making sure their neighbors were all safe.
We're all just surprised and hopeful that no one was injured in it, and it looked like it was a pretty big area impacted, so we're just concerned.
And a GoFundMe has been set up online with the goal of raising $50,000 for the family that lived in the house that exploded.
Armand, thank you. We have more extensive coverage of this explosion on our website. You can hear more from neighbors and witnesses, as well as emergency responders on the scene. Just head to channel3000.com or download our free news app. And new tonight, a 35-year-old man who police say is a person of interest in a shooting that killed a 5-year-old in Green Bay earlier this week was arrested today in Beloit. Officers arrested the man around 4 this afternoon near the area of East Grand Avenue and Prospect Avenue. Police in Green Bay say he is believed to be connected to the shooting that killed Sky Blue Evans Cowley on Monday. Let's turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, who has your first warn forecast and what is looking to be a great weekend, Gary.
Well, we're getting off to a good start. I mean, today was a beautiful day, and tomorrow and Sunday should be just as nice. Time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. Take a look at that. Sun up to sundown, hardly a cloud in the sky, just a couple of cirrus clouds early on, and then bright blue skies all day long. And as we check out the latest, or the view from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam, just as nice. And watch the sunset in the west. Boom, we got the sun right on the horizon, so you can't beat that. Doppler track, Wisconsin, free of precipitation. Nearest showers are up in North Dakota, not coming toward us. High temperatures today, mid-70s. Lone Rock hit 80 degrees. Janesville just shy of 80 at 79. Madison at 76. But we've dropped off to 50. There's been a cold front that's dropped through, and it's about over Dane County. Notice 67 degrees right now in Kenosha. 36 degrees in Black River Falls, even across Dane County. 59 right now in Edgerton, but only 46 in Sauk City. Compared to 24 hours ago, though, those temperatures over southeastern Wisconsin about 10 to 20 degrees warmer. Here in Madison, about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. Look for partly cloudy skies overnight. It'll be milder. Low temperature dropping to 49 degrees. But look for a great weekend. I'll tell you how warm it'll get for both Saturday and Sunday in just a few minutes.
Next at 10, a devastating apartment fire in Heartland, Wisconsin today. That's in Waukesha County, and there is now an active criminal investigation. 6 people were killed there this morning. First responders, including 15 fire departments and 9 police departments, responded to the 4-family apartment building around 5 a.m. and began rescuing people from the balconies. And a pretty crazy scene playing out today in Chile, almost like something out of a movie. A store robbery ended in a police car chase and money raining down on a highway. The suspects were seen throwing bags of cash out of the window, causing dozens of bills to cover the road. The money was eventually picked up by the cops, and 6 suspects were later arrested. People looking to vote early can do so starting next Tuesday, October 25th, when in-person absentee voting begins here in Madison. Voters will need to bring an acceptable form of ID in order to vote with an in-person absentee ballot. Any voters who need to register for the first time or update their registration will also need a proof of residence document as well. The January 6th committee formally issuing a subpoena to former President Trump today, ordering him to testify. Now, this comes on the same day that longtime Trump ally Steve Bannon was sentenced to prison for defying a subpoena from the same committee. Deborah Alfarone reports.
The House panel subpoena seeks to have former President Trump testify beginning on or about November 14th. It's demanding testimony and documents from the former president, arguing he played a central role in trying to subvert the election and triggered the January 6th assault on the Capitol.
We're in uncharted waters, not so much because he's an ex-president, I think, but because he is still such a politically significant figure.
In a letter accompanying the subpoena, committee chairman Benny Thompson and vice chair Liz Cheney wrote, quote, "The evidence demonstrates that you knew this activity was illegal and unconstitutional, and also knew that your assertions of fraud were false."
We are obligated to seek answers directly from the man who set this all in motion.
Panel member Pete Aguilar said they're open to questioning the former president in a live hearing.
We will be prepared in any scenario to take testimony under oath from the former president.
Former President Trump's attorney issued a statement saying, in part, "We understand that once again, flouting norms and appropriate and customary process, the committee has publicly released a copy of its subpoena. As with any similar matter, we will review and analyze it and will respond as appropriate to this unprecedented action." Separately Friday, longtime Trump ally Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4 months in prison after he defied a subpoena from the January 6th committee. Outside the Washington courthouse, Bannon remained defiant and looked ahead to the midterm elections.
On November 8th, there's going to have judgment on the illegitimate Biden regime and quite frankly, Nancy Pelosi and the entire committee.
The judge allowed Bannon to remain free pending an appeal. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
And developing tonight, a federal appeals court has placed a temporary hold on President Biden's student debt relief program. The case was brought by 6 Republican-led states. They argue the Biden administration does not have the legal authority to grant broad student loan forgiveness. More local news now. The city of Madison today honoring the legacy of a public servant and community leader. What was once known as Kerr-McGee Triangle Park is now Richard Wagner Park. Wagner was Dane County's first openly gay county board member and was a founding member of the National Association and Conference of Gay and Lesbian Public Officials. He passed away last year. Next tonight, a sea of pink for UW Homecoming, the annual UW Fill the Hill campaign, raising more than $421,000 for the university this year. This is the 10th year for the tradition that actually started as a prank back in the 70s. The festivities continue at UW-Madison with a beloved tradition, the Homecoming Parade. McKenna Alexander is live downtown where the parade wrapped up just a few hours ago. McKenna, what else can Badger fans look forward to this weekend?
Oh my gosh, even if you're not a Badger fan, I didn't even go here and I'm having the time of my life. I've got a Bucky hat, I've got so many glow sticks. I got an extra Bucky hat for Brady because he told me he wanted one. So even though the parade ended a few hours ago, there's still been so much going on tonight. There was a block party and pep rally in the terrace stage, complete with a whole fireworks show. There was even a multicultural yard show that's just now wrapping up. But tonight's homecoming parade, it featured bands, floats, Bucky, and tons more, meaning there was something for everyone to enjoy, including fans who traveled from far away to get back home to UW-Madison.
I'm from Madison originally, live in Boston now. Went here, got a degree in education, met my husband. We were both in the marching band. I was in the second year. They allowed women, 1976, and we're the first married couple from the band. It's really exciting to see all these people and to hear the band come down and, you know, watch the tubas. We were singing along when we saw the tubas march back there.
Some marching band royalty there. The Bucky Trail Photo Challenge also runs until tomorrow. So whether you're here on campus or at home, you can use a UW virtual homecoming photo booth and post your picture on social media using the hashtag UWHC. So for more information on all things homecoming that are taking place tomorrow and Sunday, just visit uwalumni.com/homecoming.
McKenna, thank you so much. And when we come back, we will check to see if the weather will hold up for the game tomorrow. Then it is round 1 of the high school football playoffs. So the final drive is next.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. Downloadable inspection reports, so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You. And Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits, advanced Wi-Fi, and Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds up to a gig with over 99.9% network reliability. Advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security and privacy that automatically blocks threats to protect all of your devices. And Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Switch now. Call 833-673-4999. At Spectrum, it's not just about connecting things. It's about connecting you. Get it all with Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion, and if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
National call centers, they're just not the way to go when you can meet with a trusted and knowledgeable Medicare insurance agent from Informed Choice Insurance Agency. Because nobody knows your local hospitals, doctors, and pharmacies like your local Informed Choice Insurance agent.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. Celebrate Halloween weekend at Jurassic Quest. Come dressed in your favorite costume for a chance to win a prize. And join us for Trick or Treat, starting October 28th in Madison. Buy tickets in advance for best selection at JurassicQuest.com.
We've got Chicago's finest. Come on out here, Chance the Rapper!
I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Plus, a hero from my hometown.
I wanted to make sure that everybody had a good meal.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Well, how do you follow perfect weather for the first round of the high school football playoffs? For the Badgers tomorrow in their homecoming game, you have a day very similar to it. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures starting out are in the lower 70s at the beginning of the game. Halftime temperatures are on 77. Go figure that. And 71 for the fifth quarter with mostly clear skies. Kickoff 2:30 at Camp Randall Stadium against Purdue. Three things you need to know in the forecast. Unseasonable warmth will continue through Monday with high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Sunday night and showers and thunderstorms and a chance on Monday, and then cooler weather with temperatures back closer to normal and some shower chances next week. We could use the rain. The U.S. Drought Monitor has the yellow areas as abnormally dry soils, but start to see drought conditions, moderate to severe drought conditions once you get up toward the Twin Cities, and much of the west western three-quarters of the country has some form of drought or at least some absence of moisture from the soils. And right now, most of the precipitation is up in the northern part of the United States in the form of rain and snow. There's not a lot of it, and it's staying away from us for the time being. So in the short term, these westerly winds aloft will continue to bring in mild and dry Pacific air. A weak cold front right about over Madison is becoming stationary and then turns into a warm front out to the west. North of the front, temperatures are actually a little bit cooler. 39 in Rhinelander. Here in Madison, we're right on the front at 50, and then notice Milwaukee at 63 degrees. So you can see that wind shift. But as we take a look at future traffic, notice that wind shift is going back to the south. So we'll see temperatures back into the 70s as we head into tomorrow, upper 70s for tomorrow, and lots of sunshine, not only for tomorrow, but for Sunday as well. Next chance of showers and thunderstorms will be Sunday night into Monday. Our Metro Futurecast for tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, very mild with a high temperature of 77 degrees. Planning your day for tomorrow, 77 for the high in Middleton, 75 in Mount Vernon, and 75 with mostly sunny skies in DeForest. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 75 Janesville, 75 Prairie du Chien, and 75 in Fond du Lac. Look for temperatures in the mid-70s for Sunday, shower and thunderstorm chances Sunday night into Monday, and then temperatures a little more seasonal, high temperatures mid-50s with some shower chances early in the week, late Friday, but by Halloween, we should dry out and see temperatures about average for this time of year.
Welcome to Level 1 playoff edition of the Final Drive. I'm Zach Hanley alongside Jordan Reed. And Jordan, the mindset is simple this time of year. Just win in advance.
Yeah, that's right, Zach. Win tonight, and they play next week. Lose, and your season is over.
Well, it's been a historic season for Verona under first-year head coach Andrew Riley. The Wildcats won the Big 8 outright for the first time since 2011 and enter the postseason on an 8-game win streak. Now they're looking for their first playoff win since 2016. Just have to get past Marquette University High School. And this is what you call a defensive struggle tonight. No score with under a minute to play just before halftime, but the Rams got something going. Luke Novotny breaks a handful of tackles and sets up Marquette inside the 10-yard line. Then with 6 seconds left in the second quarter, Eric Schmidt drills a 24-yard field goal to give the Rams a 3-point lead. Now, as far as the offense for Verona goes, well, they just couldn't get anything going. Caden Kittleson is sacked, and their season comes to an end. 3-0 the final.
Another undefeated regular season in the books for top-ranked Wanakee. The Warriors enter the playoffs with 4 straight shutouts and averaging almost 42 points a game. With all systems go, the defending Division II champs are getting a new test this postseason. They're bumping up to Division I for the playoffs. Sheboygan North is up first. Well, Wanakee makes quick use of their opening drive. Just minutes in, Caden McKenzie, he's going to take that on the sideline. He's going to barrel into the end zone. Warriors are up early, 7-0. Well, just when the Warriors try to extend their lead, disaster strikes. The ball gets loose, and then it's recovered by the Golden Raiders. Well, Wanakee with the chance to show off its top-notch defense. They're going to keep North off the scoreboard. Well, Warriors are going to get the ball back, and they're going to say, wait, let's try this again. Garrett Lenzendorf connects with Cam Mariano, and the Warriors jump up to a 14-0 lead, and they roll to the next level with a 39-14 win. Middleton on the road tonight. They come away with a huge win, 55-0, and back here, Madison Memorial with a blowout, shutout, 56-0 win over Milwaukee Pulaski. In its first year as a program, Sun Prairie West punched its ticket to the playoffs. The Wolves head into their first ever Level 1 matchup with a shutout win under their belt. But if they want to make a deep postseason run, they're going to have to take down DeForest, the team they lost to just a couple weeks ago. Well, at the half, it's a pretty lopsided score. Devo up 39-6. West comes out of the locker room. They're trying to get something going, but Brody Hartig, he's got other plans. He picks off that pass, and that's going to set up the Norski's offense. Well, Wolves defense, they're obviously putting up a fight because it comes down to a 4th down. Well, DeForest, they're going to say, wait, we're going to go for this one. Hartig ready to finish what he started. He hauls in another Defo score. The Norskis finish this one off with a 53-6 win.
So the Norskis get the Cardinals in Level 2. Sun Prairie East beats Oregon for the second time in 5 weeks, 42-6 the final. And both Monona Grove and Milton seasons came to an end tonight. The Silver Eagles fell to Waukesha West, while the Redhawks lost to Kettle Moraine. Nobody's really given Monroe a fight this season. The Rock Valley Conference champs have outscored their opponents 417-42. They've posted 6 shutouts and entered the playoffs looking like a well-oiled machine. So that's what Portage is facing in round 1. After a scoreless first quarter, the Cheesemakers get something going. Now, normally a run-first team. This time, they use the play action, and it works to perfection. George Bruckwicki hits Keaton Sweeney in the back of the end zone to put Monroe on the board. Then on their next drive, they go back to their bread and butter, the ground game. Bruckwicki fakes out everybody on the keeper and puts the Cheesemakers up 2 scores. Warriors trying to answer. Gavin Thompson gonna throw up a jump ball, and Ashton Kresovich gonna come down with it to cut the lead in half, but Monroe would move on with a 49-20 win. Elsewhere in Division III, Mount Horror Barneveld beat Stoughton for the 2nd time this season. They face West Bend East, who beat McFarland next Friday. Reedsburg's season also comes to an end. They fall to Notre Dame, and Baraboo fell to Menasha. In Division IV, Columbus rolled over Altoona 63-6, while Lodi knocked off Platteville 42-0. The Blue Devils will face Lake Mills next Friday. Lakeside Lutheran also moving on. They beat Edgewood 23-20.
To the 6th Division, where Westfield went to Marshall, trying to keep their dream season alive. Our Andrew Banstra was there. What did you see out there in Marshall, Andrew?
Westfield almost couldn't even field a team last year, and now they're in the postseason for the first time since 2013. But the 5-4 Pioneers drew 8th-ranked Marshall in Level 1, and the Cardinals, the winners of the Eastern Suburban Division, having just rattled off 7 straight to finish the year, are a force to reckon with. Marshall, top seed in the district, came out of the gates trying to prove it. It's Ramon Campos on the handoff. He'll get the blocks that he's in to the house for a quick score. Marshall on top early. The Cardinals turn to the air now. Colin Peterson back to pass. He heaves up a bomb, and he's got a man. It's Wyatt Jennings. Nobody will touch him. Number 2 all the way to the house. 2 quick scores for the Cardinals. Skip to late in the second quarter, 28-zip the score, and there is Marshall once more. It's Jennings again, getting the score 35-0 going into half. Now, Marshall commanded almost all facets of the game, walking to a 41-6 win. Next week, they'll host Luther in Level 2.
And also in Division 6, Darlington, they're gonna move on to the next round with a 20-7 win, and Belleville at home, they win this one 27-20.
Fresh off their Six Rivers Conference title, Potosi-Cassville starts off their playoff journey at home. Now remember, last year the Chieftains were road warriors in the postseason, advancing all the way to Level 3 on the road. This year, PC looking for a longer run. Up first is CFC. First quarter, Chieftains on the move, and Razoki drops back and drops a dime on Sam Udelhoffen, and he's making a house call. Potosi-Cassville goes up 6-0 just like that. Now, they'd get the ball back, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Oh, Chieftains dial up the exact same play, and the duo work it to perfection to give the home team a 12-0 lead. Now it's 20-0 later, and this time they go to the ground. Eli Adams runs in untouched, and Potosi-Cassville runs by CFC. 58-0 is your final. And still to come, the Badger men make a statement in Duluth. How Wisconsin kept their win streak alive against Minnesota Duluth. More sports after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular.
They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead cost.
At U.S. Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
U.S. Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
The culture wars never lowered the cost of anything, and overturning Roe v. Wade won't take a single criminal off the street. But Tim Michaels has a culture war agenda. He'd ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest, and jail doctors who perform them. And he said gay people shouldn't leave their house. That's his agenda. Tony Evers has a real plan to fire up the economy, create good-paying jobs, and get things done. That's the right plan for Wisconsin.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine when you purchase. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 loyalty cash. And now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Since dropping their Big Ten opener, the Wisconsin volleyball team has been on fire. 6 matches and 6 wins. Tonight they were back home at the Fieldhouse and feeling pretty groovy. It was 70s night tonight, but there wasn't a lot of peace and love at hand for Michigan State. First set, Badgers set up Sarah Franklin, and she drops the hammer for the point. Another big night for her, and then later in the set, Wisconsin gonna give it to Anna Smrek. There's a little smack. Badgers break out the brooms at the Fieldhouse. They win 3-0 in straight sets. Last night, the Wisconsin women's hockey team celebrated 10 years at LeBon with 8 different Badgers scoring in an 8-0 win. Tonight, they nearly did that again in their series finale against Bemidji State. It's always home cooking at LeBon, and tonight was no different. Caroline Harvey gets the party started in the first period as she puts the biscuit in the basket, and the Badgers go up 1-0. Then later, it's Harvey again, this time with the apple. She sends a beauty of a pass to Casey O'Brien, and she puts Wisconsin up 2-0. 7 different Badgers score tonight. They win 7-1. The UW men's hockey team on the road taking on Duluth. Badgers have won 4 straight over the Bulldogs. Cruz Lucius looking to make it 5 straight. His backhander in the first gives Bucky a 2-1 lead. Jump to the second period, now tied at 2, and check out Jack Gorniak, just faster than everybody on the ice. He dekes the tender and then goes backhanded to light the lamp. That'd be the game winner. Wisconsin gets their first win of the year, 5-2 the final. We're back after this.
Back in front, it's 3-2.
If you've been hurt in a motorcycle accident, call Gruber Law Offices. Proving it wasn't your fault can be extremely difficult without an aggressive team on your side. So call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Dear 2029, we look forward to seeing you.
After our 160-point quality assurance inspections, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
To learn more about Toyota certified used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
I can see you in it. You got your Firm Plush, Ultra Plush, Ultra Plush Plus. Just pretend I'm not here. My name is Richard. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process, giving you the freedom to have a comfortable experience. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
It was Halloween. My daughter stopped at 3 homes, her girlfriend's house, her teacher's house, and the man that murdered her. He molested her. He put her in a garbage bag. He was going to be released in 2018. Josh called. He was not there for me at all. You want some help to find out what's going on, and he doesn't help. He don't care about the victims. I know Eric Toney does. Eric Toney helped keep that man that murdered my daughter from being released. Eric Toney's always been there for me, and that's the kind of attorney general we need.
Injured in a motorcycle crash? Make one call to Gruber Law Offices. Proving it wasn't your fault can be extremely difficult without an aggressive team on your side. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Well, we are ready for some beautiful weather for homecoming.
Yeah, it looks really nice out there. There's the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Clear skies, not a drop of rain anywhere around Wisconsin. Temperatures right now in Dane County, you can see the difference. 61 in Edgerton, but 43 in Sauk City. Madison kind of right in the middle at 50 degrees, but still 67 in Kenosha and already in the 30s across west central Wisconsin. Look for a low tonight of about 49 and a high tomorrow of 77.
Well, we will enjoy it. Do something good, everyone. Have a great weekend.